Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Drunkard's Path. It's been quite a while since we made a video, a good month, but a lot has happened in that month. So we have lots and lots to show you. And to start things off, I'm going to say thank you to everybody that came by our booth at the Sarnia Guild quilt show that just took place in Point Edward. The show was a huge success. We did quite well. We are very happy. And thank you to everybody that came and said hello and just kind of just made us feel pretty darn good that the people that watched us and they said hi and that. So it was great to see everybody. The days just flew by. It just seemed like a monumental build up, and then we were there and it was done and it was over. But the quilts were just incredible, just outstanding work that the guild had done for this year. It's once every 3 years, so we'll be back in another 3 years back to that show again. And I had a couple of quilts in it, which I'm going to show you finally. My Christmas quilt that I had entered into the show. I didn't get to show the completed one, the one with the Lori Holt sew along, so I will show that along in this video. Also, what happened, and this is just crazy because my daughter was expecting a baby, and I kept saying, I just know she's going to have it during the quilt show. I just know it's going to, even though she wasn't due to June the 8th, sure enough, the day before, I got a phone call in the middle of the night saying, Mom, I think I'm in labor. So can you come on over and stay with my granddaughter? Because her and her husband went up to the hospital, and she says, maybe it's just false alarm. I don't know, but I'll let you know. So I get a text about an hour or so later saying she's well on her way. She was like 5 centimeters dilated, and there was no turning back at that point. So thank goodness my son and my good friend Helen, they set up the booth for that day because I couldn't leave. I mean, my grandson was on his way, but he made his entry into the world. So we welcome Nash. Angela's going to put a nice photo in of our beautiful grandson. And everybody did quite well. He came in at 7 pounds 7 ounces, even though he was those 11 days early. And all went fairly well. Got a little bit jaundiced there, but he cleared up in a matter of like a week or so. So yes, everything's great. So I was in a particularly good mood, and I decided I'm going to make something for our giveaway this time. Instead of the gift card, I'm going to actually make a nice project bag, and this is what we're going to give away for. We'll announce the winner in the next video. Isn't that so cute? That's using some Lori Holt fabrics, and on the back, just pieced it together like that, and I put just a little bit of bling, and on the inside, there's some K-facet fabric. So to win this bag, please go to or leave a comment down below, like of course, and please subscribe. That would be wonderful. And the question I'm going to ask you is, what are you working on this summer? Let us know down below, and your name will go into that little giveaway that we have each one of our videos. And I don't care where you are, I'll send this out to whoever's the winner. I use a random number draw, so whoever it is, they will get this lovely little project bag. And the winner from the last video for the $25 gift card is Colette Sorrells 9015. So Colette, can you please drop us an email at support@drunkardspath.com so we can get your email, and we can send that code out to you so you can use in our shop for $25. Thank you for everybody that does leave a comment. That's just wonderful, and it keeps our community growing, and it also helps us identify what you want in the shop, what you'd like to see. And stick around, I'm going to show you how to make this. It's a little project folio. See, inside you've got a clear vinyl here. You've got a zipper, so you stuff all your threads or whatever inside of here, and maybe your chart that you were. This one was made for cross stitch, but you can use it for whatever you want. And this is kind of like fusible or fleece, so your threads can stick on there. Now I've seen them made with a needle minder built right in, but I didn't do that. So this is the one that I made that I'm going to show you on the tutorial. There is another tutorial that Fat Quarter Shop put out where they have a self-binding. This one I'm showing you how to put on like a regular binding. So I prefer that than the self-binding, but hopefully the tutorial is self-explanatory enough that you can go ahead and make one yourself. If not, go into Fat Quarter Shop and have a look and see, because theirs is quite lengthy, their tutorial. So have a look at that. And if I know when I was doing the tutorial, I'm like, oh, I think hopefully I said it clear enough. But if not, well, then like I said, go to the other one and have a look. So that's coming up. Okay, it's that time of year again that we want to have a nice big sale for all of our almost finished bolts of fabric. So from now until June the 30th, each one of these bolts, or the fabric on the bolt, is going to be 30% off. So I'm going to just kind of show 2-3 bolts at a time just so you can see which ones they are. And Andros already has them marked down and they're ready to go. So I'm going to just, like I said, go through them so you can actually see, because sometimes it's a little harder to see on the web page of what it is. So we've got 2 whites here. One that's got some snowflakes. The other one's got like some pine branches on it. So that's the white. Okay, we have some like bluey green colors here. So there's a baby one, a couple other ones. So there's 4 bolts here. A lot of these are Moda, or there's some Riley Blake in there too, but it's pretty much mostly Moda, very high quality quilt fabric. So there's the bluey greens. So we have these 3, 2 more bluey colors. So just to let you know that would be 30% off of our regular priced fabric, the regular, like the Modas and what, and not the Konas. The Konas are going to be cheaper. The sale price will be $13.27 a yard. So that is a really excellent price if you want to stock up. A couple of oranges here, orange colors. These 2, this bright Kona. Christmas fabric here, 30% off all of these. And last but not least, we have some Halloween fabrics. Got 3 here. When they make really cute bags, or a small maybe table runner or something. I don't know how many total, but there's quite a few. So have fun, look online, and have fun shopping. We do have some new fabric coming. That it will probably be on the next video, because I'm sure that it'll be delivered by then, and some notions as well. Now I said earlier I wanted to get, like, there was a blue collection by Moda, and I can't remember the exact name of it, but I saw that Tilda had put out a blue line. I thought, there's no way I can compete with the Tilda line that came out, because I personally myself did purchase some of the colors of the fabrics from the Tilda. And I got this from Willow Cottage in Alberta. So I couldn't resist. I had to get it because I don't sell it myself. But I just thought, okay, if Tilda's putting their blue line out right now, there's just no way that I would be able to sell the other stuff, because this stuff is just absolutely gorgeous. So go to Willow Cottage. And I saw today Pastime Pieces just got their collection of the Tilda blue line. I just saw it today come on my Facebook. So go to Pastime Pieces and have a look and see what they've got. Okay, what have I been working on? Well, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I saw today that Primrose Cottage, I was going to say garden, Primrose Cottage put out their latest free pattern, and it's so simple and so cute. It's called Bits and Bobs. So do go to their page. If you're a new quilter, you definitely should sign up for this newsletter, because it comes out once a month, and these are free patterns that they put out. And this one is super simple for a beginner, or anybody. I mean, I'm doing it. I just thought they're very cute. So, and it's quick. It's very quick. So go there, sign up for the newsletter, and you'll get the link for these free patterns. And I started mine already, of course. I got a charm pack, and it was a Lori Holt one, because they used Lori Holt fabric in here, but I'm sure many of us have lots and lots of charm packs that we just really don't know what to do with. So this is the start of mine. Now, I didn't sew the block together, but look how easy. You just take a 4.5-inch piece of fabric, you put a 2-inch sew and flip, and this was 1.5-inch, and this is the block that it turns out to be. So you just do that, and I think you need 32 of the 4.5-inch squares, and this is what it turns out. So I'll have it completed for the next video, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like and how simple and quick that this one is going to be. Okay, I'm going to show you the quilt that I finished. This is the Christmas quilt for the Lori Holt Sew Along. I didn't show it on the video when I had it done because I wanted to put it in the show. So this is the one that took me a very long time to do. There we go. So that is the completed quilt with all the blocks. And honestly, I can't remember how many blocks there were, but these are the 6-inch blocks, and there were so many pieces to some of them. It was just bananas. So that's the top of it, and then we're going to just kind of fold it and bring up the other half. And that's the bows that go on around the 4 corners. And there we have it. And there's some embroidery as well in some of the blocks, but I was really happy to get this one done. Oh, and I just want to say that Lori Ramsey did the quilting on here, and she did such a beautiful job. Again, thank you, Lori. Great job. All right, and let's go on to the quilt blocks of the quilts that I'm doing now. So, speaking of Tilda, I have 2 more dresses made, or maybe there's more, but I only grabbed 2 from the Tilda fabric that I had in the free pattern that I got off the Tilda website. So there's that little dress, and then we have this one. And I still have quite a few more of these little dresses to put together, but I got it. I kind of got it. It's just that bottom piece. It is harder than you think than the top one, but I'll get there. And I also finished all the blocks for the friendship quilt that I'm doing, or Let's Be Friends is called. Let's Be Friends Sew Along. So this also used Tilda fabric. Now I'm not going to, here are all the blocks. See, right here. All the blocks. This is the last one that I did, and they all look like that. So that chain is going to run through the whole quilt. So the next video, I should have this one completely sewn together, and I'll probably, if I have enough fabric to put a red border, I'll have to see how wide I'm going to have to do I'll do the border, because I don't have a whole lot of that fabric left, so it might be just a little skinny one, but just something to kind of tie the whole quilt together. So that one, that was years in the making. So see what happens when you actually get down there and finish like a UFO. Done. Then I went a little bag crazy. I made a few bags. We went on a shop hop, some friends of mine. We went on it's called Quilt Crawl, and one of the places was Pastime Pieces, and there's a couple other ones. Honestly, I can't remember for the life of me. Oh, Wobbly Bobbin, and oh gosh, there were 2 more. Anyway, so I went into the one shop, and they had these panels that made these cute little bags. They're like canvas, right? And you make this little, I don't know what you call it, this thing that goes on the handle, and it's got a bee, little bees. It was very, very simple because it was a panel. So you just cut out along the lines, and then you make the handles, and I boxed the corners, like simple stuff. And it does not have a lining, but it doesn't need one because it's thick, right? So this is perfect if you go, I wouldn't put groceries in here, but if I was going to a pharmacy or something, shopping, or just any other store, bookstore, whatever, I would use a bag like this. And what I did was I actually goofed, and I made the handles coming out on the side, so it wasn't like this. So I fixed it this morning because it was bugging me. I thought, no, that's not gonna work, so fix your handles, and I did, and that's the finished bag. Speaking of bags, I made another type of bag. I get an email or a newsletter from a place, I believe they're in the UK, and I think it's May and it's called May and June, MAE and June. Like I'll make sure that I have that correct, and I'll put in a link down below that you can go have a look at it, because they sent this free pattern for the it's a little backpack, and you could just make the backpack and have the free whatever. But in the photo that they sent, there were they had these paper piece blocks, and she has all kinds of different ones, right? Like different sports or little girl things or whatever. And I could not resist. There was one of little ballet slippers. So that was, like I purchased that, and I think it was like 10 or 11 Canadian dollars. And you get it automatically as a PDF. But I'm telling you, it turned out so cute. So this is the finished little bag, and it was very simple. I mean, other than the paper piece, right? But the bag itself, very simple to make. But here, I'm gonna try to, there. So you can see the ballet slippers. Then you make these, it's not, well, cording or whatever, and you just thread it through. Just follow the directions. It's very simple, and you just pull it like that, and the little one just puts it on, just like your regular backpack. So, and look at the back of it. Isn't that cute? And it's got lining on the inside, just like that. So, very simple. If you've got kids, grandkids, niece, nephews, whatever, what a nice little gift that would make. And I decided that I subscribed to this, like a little wall hanging of the month. And I did, I think, 11 out of 12. And that 12th one was just sitting in the drawer, waiting. And I finally decided, you know what? Get that one done, and you'll have all 12 done. So this is what the 12th one looks like. And now they're all done. So each month I just switch them up in my front foyer, and it just makes it pretty up there. Okay, and I also made another one of the project folios, just so you can see one. Okay, this is what it looks like. That's what I used, the Accufactum. I don't think I showed this in the last video. If I did, well, you get to see it again. And I put the snap closure, and then inside we've got the floss in there, so you can see, and I've got the pattern. And then I just put my fabric inside, and then I can just snap it closed. So they're very handy. They're a little different than a project bag. Just something fun to make. So there's that one. Okay, this is where I'm going to combine cross stitch with some sewing. The latest Primrose Cottage freebie pattern that they put out, I decided I was going to do because it was very cute. It was called Summer Blessings, and I made a project bag, and it turned out really, really nice. So this is the completed project bag. Summer Blessings, I did that section, and then I just built around it and made the project bag. And so the back is just plain, and I did a little bit of quilting on it. But look what you can do with your cross stitch. And I think I just used DMC threads in the middle, and it probably took me about easily 4 days, for me anyway, because I am a slow cross stitcher. And look at the little bees. They're so cute. So that's what you can do with a nice free chart. Last but not least, you're not going to believe it, but for all of you that have been following along with me doing the Queen of the May 2025, Elizabeth Stevenson, 1854 reproduction, I finished it. I worked on this like crazy so I could have it done. This is the completed cross stitch, and this is all used with silks on 36 count linen, and I cannot tell you how happy I am to have this done. It was this green down here, it was a killer. I don't think I ever want to see that green color again. There was so much stitching, so much fill-in. But look at how beautiful that turned out. So I'm going to go get this one framed. And this one's definitely going to hang out. But this took me 12 full months of stitching. I did 1 page per month like I set out to do. So I just gave myself goals. I completed it. And I'm just happy. So there's that one. And you probably won't see this one again. And now here's the tutorial on how to make this little project folio. Today I'm going to show you how to make this project folio. You can see, good size, and this one has a snap closure. And you open it up, you've got a little vinyl insert here, you have a zipper to hold your stuff. And over here, this is good for cross stitch or embroidery or whatever, so that your threads stick on here, but you can also use it for whatever you want. If you do not want to use this, what do you call it, fusible fleece, then you can just put another piece of fabric on here, or maybe stick some pockets or whatever you want. But this is how I saw it being made. This was made by Fat Quarter Shop. There is no written pattern. It was just a video, except for they did it a little different. I'm going to show you the way that I did it, just because I like this way better. I put the binding on it myself, where they had like a self-binding, which it looked really awkward when they were doing it. And I thought this would probably be the easier version. That's just what I want to do. So you can follow along, and we'll also put the link down below for the Fat Quarter Shop version of it. It's kind of a long video, and this one here I'm going to try my best to do most of the steps on camera so you can see exactly how it's done. So I wrote a bunch of notes, so let's get started on this one. This is what you need here. I'm going to kind of move some of this stuff aside. I wrote down all the dimensions of what you need. What I did to make things a little quicker is that I sewed all these 2.5 inch squares together so I could have it done ahead of time. Now, I swear when I was putting this together, I didn't have any of these things like the same ones matching up. I don't know how. I don't know how I did it, but I thought, no, I am not taking this back out. So we have these two are the same, these two, and these two. So somehow I goofed, but that's the way it's staying. So this is the outside of it, and it is a little bigger than it needs to be, so I will be cutting this down later. So this one starts out, where is it? Okay, main outside is 19.5 by 13 inches. So that's how your starting piece will be. The outside. And your inside accent piece that goes underneath the vinyl is 8.25 by 11, and you have 2 of these strips here. These are the ones that will be holding the zipper, and you have 2 cut at 2.5 inch by 11 inch. Okay, if you want to make these a little bigger and cut them down later, that is totally up to you. But I cut the exact size. And then we have another strip. This one goes down the center on the inside, and that one is 1.5 by 11. So that's the fabric pieces. And inside, you've got your vinyl piece, and this one is 6.5 by 11. Now I kept the paper on right now so I could see it. It's just, it really gets lost if you don't keep that paper on there. So 6.5 by 11 is my vinyl. The fusible fleece that goes on the opposite side is 8.25 by 11. So there's that one. And then you can get some stabilizer. Now I just used, again, the fusible fleece just to see how it's going to look, because the first one I did, I just used more of an interfacing, and it's fine, but I just thought maybe just for a little more stability, I'm going to try this fusible fleece. They showed on the video more of the same thing, like it wasn't a fusible, it was just like more of a, like a thicker stabilizer, but it had kind of a, a padding to it. So this is 11 inches by 17.5 inches, and of course you're going to need a zipper. So you can get a double zipper pull, a regular, but that's just the one I have. And make sure it is long enough. I think you need at least a 16-inch zipper, and then you cut it down, right? So just for ease of use. So those are all the things, or all the materials. And of course, we have our Wonder Clips that we use, rotary cutter. I have a seam roller, because we're using vinyl. We do not want to put a hot iron on vinyl, so we'll have that on the side. Your pins, and also I have my binding cut and ready to go, so because I'm going to use binding on mine. So take one of these pieces, okay? We're going to fold it in half, wrong sides together, and we're just going to iron that nice and flat. So that's that one. This one, we're going to do kind of the same thing. We will be doing this, folding it over, laying down our iron, but there's another step, because we're going to make kind of like almost like a bias tape, but it's not cut on the bias, of course. So we're going to fold this in. Okay. Dang, that is hot on the fingers. We're going to fold that into the center. Flip it around so you can see. We're going to fold that one into the center. Press that, and then we're going to fold it all together like that. And doggone, that's hot. Press that all down. So those are those two. This piece is going to be the top, and we're going to be building down, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to have the folded side go on the zipper, okay? Like that. And we're going to just sew along the edge. Now you can pin or clip or do whatever you want. And mine is cut to the exact size it's supposed to be. So that is the top of it. So I'm going to set my stitch length to about a 2.0. So we are just going to sew along. Try and make it nice and straight. This is actually a really easy way of putting in a zipper. And cut. So there's our first piece. That's going to be our top. And it might curl on you a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to keep building down, okay? And the vinyl is going to fit just nicely in here. I hope everybody can see what I'm doing here. It's going to just fit in there. We're going to fold that over and make sure that it's nice on there. So I'm going to grab a clip just to hold it in place. Oops, where'd that thread come from? And we're going to do that all along just to hold it in place. And we'll just do one more. Okay, so I'm just going to sew really close to that edge just to hold that in place. And then that will go on like that. Okay? So let's try and get our vinyl sewn in place. Just kind of eyeball it. Hopefully it does go across the vinyl. I kind of have to pull. Okay, it does go. Okay, well that was fun. I had to do a little bit of cleanup. Just kind of was not going right with me with the vinyl, but now we've got it going okay. So now I'm going to put the other side to the other side of the zipper. So again, we're going to get it nice and close. And let me see, find the foot pedal. And let's go slowly across the zipper. And take these pins out as we go. Keep it nice and straight all the way to the edge. And cut it. Yes, that is what that is supposed to look like that. So we've got the vinyl. And we've got the two pieces sewn on. I like to tack it on either side. If you tack it, make sure that zipper pull is over here, okay? So when I go to trim it up, I just want to make sure that is not going to move anywhere. So I'm going to just change the foot. There we go. Trim that. And we're just going to flip it over. Make sure the zipper pull's on the other side. I'm going to line those up nice. And then, can't see. Let's just trim it up. Cut that off. Trim that off. This top piece is going to fit like that because that's going to be underneath. So we're going to get our clips and we're just going to clip around so that holds it in place, okay? That. I think that one needs to be trimmed off the edge. I want it to be equal with the vinyl. Hey, I may not get exactly... Oh, I'm not the most perfect sewer in the world. It happens. Things shift. Okay. So we'll just set that aside for now. So, I'm going to shift that up just a bit. So, right sides together. And let's get some more clips. And what we're going to do is we're going to just sew this piece on here. And then we're going to use our seam roller, not iron it down, but make sure it stays down. So I'm going to sew that. 1/4 inch. And plus I'm standing up too, so makes it a little harder. And cut. Okay, so let's flatten this down with our seam roller, because wouldn't want to touch a hot iron to that piece of vinyl. Okay, now we're going to take our fusible fleece and we're going to line it up. Put our clips back. Again, it's hard to see when you're leaning over a table like that. So we're going to just sew 1/4 inch here. A little foot pedal, and away we go. And cut. And you'll see, we'll just do that with our seam roller as well. Try to make it out as much as possible. This should come out when I go to iron it down. So that and that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to top stitch both sides, okay? So just so that stays nice and flat. Okay, now we're going to, now the whole thing has been sewn together. And now we're going to put it on our stabilizer. And I have the 2 glue sides together. We'll do it on this side, then we'll flip it over, okay? Let's see if we can. And once we get, oops, ooh, that was close. That was close, almost touched the vinyl. Just do the top here, because it doesn't have to be fused down there. I'll just kind of do this on this side. Okay, so here is our front piece. I just laid it on top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to secure this down. Everything is matched all the way around. And I'm just going to go all the way around and keep this as square as possible. Then I'm going to trim this up, and then we're going to put on our binding. So I'm just going to pin this. Can't really pin through the vinyl. Because I am sewing over top of that vinyl, what I'm going to do is, as I'm going over top, I'm going to sew on top of that paper so that my foot goes along, and then we'll just rip it out after. Okay? That's probably the best way to do it, because a lot of times if you sew over top of vinyl without the special vinyl foot, you're going to have difficulties with your feed dogs grabbing it and pulling it along. So I'm just going to kind of start in the middle, go around. Okay, so here's the inside of it. Here's our zipper. They're a nice vinyl thing, so you can put whatever you want in there so you can see it. And let's do that back up. This is the part where your threads can stick on. Now, some people might want to put, there's a magnet you can put in. I didn't choose to do this for a needle minder, so you can put the little magnet and cover it with fabric. I've seen that done on these. I didn't do that step because I like to use my own little needle minders on the side. But this is what the front looks like. Now, all I have left to do is the binding. So I'm going to do that binding, and I'm going to show you the completed thing, and then you have to put the snap on. But you do your whatever closure that you're comfortable with. Now I've got the little one where you use the little clamp thing. That's a separate thing you need to have on your own, like another little notion. But it's actually going to look pretty cute with the binding on. So let me put that binding on, and I'll show you, because the raw edges, they're not the prettiest. Here's our finished product. Trust the process. After I added the binding, it just tied it all together, and I think it looks wonderful now. I'm quite happy with it. Got the zipper like this, like that. I know I look like the nutty professor teaching this one today, but we did get there in the end. So here's the front of it. I think it looks pretty good with that binding the way I just kind of pieced it together. The last thing, of course, is the snap. And I'm going to put my snap on and have this completed. And my project folio is all done. Now you can make this any size you want. If you want it bigger, smaller, whatever. Lots of variations. Like I said, you don't have this. You can put the pockets in and just play around with something like this. And you'll have like loads of uses for it. I'm sure it is a nice sturdy project folio. So there we go. Thank you everybody for sticking around. We greatly appreciate it. And as always, keep sewing, keep stitching.